Communities across the nation are reeling after July 4th celebrations turned violent over the holiday weekend. Shootings were also reported in California, New York, New Jersey, Massachusetts, Louisiana, Texas, and Washington, D.C. According to the Gun Violence Archive, there have been more than 340 mass shootings so far this year. CBS News congressional correspondent Scott MacFarlane is following the latest for us from Washington. Scott, good to see you. It is an age-old question that a lot of us who cover Washington get asked. But where is Congress on any potential gun legislation, or at least taking up the issue of mass violence in this country?
It really is a prominent question that resurfaced yet again over the past 72 hours with these notorious mass shootings. 30 people struck, 28 wounded in Baltimore. Shootings right up the street from the National 4th of July fireworks show, truly on North Capitol Street itself in Washington last night. With these high-profile shootings and the rash of shootings, there is that rhetorical question, what's Congress going to do about it? And at this point in time, based on our conversations with sources over the past 3 days, they're going to try again. House Democrats are to do what they call a discharge petition, a real Washington phrase, which means a minority trying to force a debate or force a vote in the U.S. House on background checks for firearm purchases and on an assault weapons ban. Democrats have galvanized themselves to push these petitions through, but as of today, still no Republicans biting on this, which means when Congress returns here Monday, Ed, they are going to find themselves where they've found themselves over the past 12 months, at an impasse on getting gun rights to the floor for even a public debate, much less passage of any new laws.
Scott, one congresswoman who lost her son to gun violence is seeking an assault weapons ban. What is going on with that effort, and do you think her personal experience would allow her to be any more persuasive given all the challenges you just laid out?
That really is the top of the proposals out there, the one offered by Lucy McBath of suburban Atlanta. She lost her son to gun violence some time ago, and she has authored one of those petitions, Christina, trying to force a vote and force a debate. She recognizes she's going to be nowhere unless she gets 5 Republicans to sign on, and I asked her point blank how that's going. Take a listen to what she had to say just before this 4th of July holiday.
I would hope that my Republican colleagues would see the need to sign the petition and to bring this, the assault weapons ban and all the other pieces of legislation that we put forward for the discharge petitions. I would hope that they'd see the need to do so. Every single one of us, all the members, whether they be Republican or Democrat, we all have constituencies that have either been affected by gun violence or we know someone who's been affected by gun violence. So this is just critical that we show the American public, that we're willing to do whatever it takes to save their lives. Over 90% of the American public are crying out for gun safety measures. And so it is my hope that my Republican colleagues would really abide by that oath that they swore to protect and serve their community.
Nearly 12 months ago this week, Congress, last year, in which the House and Senate were both controlled by Democrats, mustered the political will and mustered a compromise to get some gun control reforms passed into law. But they were limited, an expansion or an incentive for states to pass red flag laws, to have courts deem some people unable to carry a gun, not legally carry a gun, and also some limited background checks. But there doesn't seem to be the political chemistry or political complexion at this moment in time, Ed and Christina, for anything of the sort, even an incremental change.
Yeah, and I know you and our team there in D.C. will continue monitoring this. While we have you, one of the other things you've been tracking, of course, is the ongoing indictment of former President Donald Trump, and in this case also now his butler, or his valet, Walt Nauta, who's scheduled now to go before a federal judge again tomorrow, in part because he got caught up in the travel delays that so many of us have experienced in recent weeks. But remind us what's the latest with him and the ongoing case against the former president.
Tomorrow will be the 3rd attempt to just arraign Trump's co-defendant, the former president's co-defendant, Walt Nauta. The last 2 times it didn't work. In one case, because Nauta couldn't make the trip through a congested airspace and storms to Florida for the arraignment, but also, Ed, because he doesn't have a local attorney, somebody who is barred and sanctioned to serve as his co-defendant's lawyer in the Southern District of Florida. We'll see if that's been resolved tomorrow. This might get punted again, but there's a bigger picture here, Ed and Christina. The more this arraignment and preliminary appearance gets delayed, the more the overall case is in jeopardy of getting delayed. The prosecutors are already trying to push this trial date from August to December. Let's see what the defense attorneys have to say about trial timetables, but even the basic things, the simple things like an arraignment and a preliminary hearing have been delayed twice, could be delayed a third time. We'll see what happens in Miami tomorrow.
Maybe the third time's the charm. Scott, thank you so much.